Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Had a little voice crack there, but we have to talk about Survivor 41 episode 2.
Yeah, we do. Yay! We finally are here to talk about Survivor.
Yes.
But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, there's a link right there.
Check it out.
Do it. Patreon.com/Nerdtainment. It's that easy.
That easy.
My God. Wow.
Hi.
Hello.
Little delay because Big Brother finale was last night. So here we are, day after, to talk Survivor.
We are so excited, and I am into this cast. Yes. It's good.
It is.
I will say, like, generally, I'm kind of lolling at the edit really driving home how hard this season is. They are really emphasizing, like,
genuine, like, they got no rights.
Yeah. But like, it's only day 5. Like, they're not, I mean, if they're already.
I'm sorry, I can't go one day without eating.
You're right. I mean, no, you're absolutely right. But it's just like, we don't normally get this.
Right.
I don't know that it's that much harder than a regular Survivor. Like, old school Survivor is, yeah, right. 5 days in. Come on, it can't be that. But like on the hike with, Evie and Deshawn, they're like, this is the hardest season ever. It has to be. I'm like, okay, we get it. It's shorter, but it's still hard, producers. We respect that.
They're like, don't you forget. It's hard. We hear you. Okay, but we're going to start at the top of this episode. It's not what we're used to. Like, usually they're coming back from tribal. Like,
I was going to say, we got no night vision moment. I don't know if that's a production thing or if this is like an anomaly or if we're just not going to see that now. I'm not sure.
Right. Who knows if this is going to stick, but I did feel like production was like, no, this is better than what happened last night.
Oh, for
because
sure.
It's still fallout from tribal. It's still like Brad, not sure, JD, not sure, like not feeling each other. But oh boy, Brad is just, I mean, like last week when he was like, it's going to be one of these two. He's like, I'm going to just keep at it, guys. How about I run down, do a little spy shack?
It's very Tony, right? Like, it's sprinting through the woods. He's just not really sure about JD and Ricard going to get water together. Why do you need to go together? We only need one person to get water. That means you're talking and I need to be listening because I don't know how I feel about the two of you. So he's sprinting through the forest, hiding in the bush. Listening in on this conversation where they don't really say that much. It's not like he's getting valuable information here, but it's a fun segment,
Yeah, I mean, we needed to see that Brad was this cray-cray, right?
Yeah,
and now he's going to run back and beat them back to camp. I mean, honestly, great. Looks like he didn't move the whole time.
Yeah.
But Liana knows.
No, Shan.
Shan knows.
Which is honestly probably worse than Liana knowing. Because Shan is like, she's here and she's in every conversation. So sure enough, she goes over and she has a conversation with Ricard where she's like, just so you know, this is what's going on with Brad. Brad he just will do anything in front of anybody,
Yeah. Oh, he does not seem to realize that not everyone should know every single thing about your game.
Yeah.
But I did find it interesting that Shan and Ricard, when they're having this moment, they say, we're each other's number one, right?
Shan's got a lot of number ones.
I was like, Shan. And this might be true for Ricard. I don't know. But Shan, she's got more than one.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got more than one number one for sure. Yes. Then we go over to Luvu and we see Deshawn working that machete. He practiced with a small knife how to make fire, you guys.
Right.
Not with a giant machete that is unwieldy, so he's really struggling to make this fire, but he's doing his best. But Nasir's kind of like, I could make that fire very easily, but I don't want to do too much, which is good because he's already done too much in episode 1,
Oh, true-ish. But I love this about Nasir. He waits and he waits until he's like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and start this fire. Okay. And he does. And then we get this great package. I don't know what to call this, but a segment about his life.
Yeah.
And he's basically telling us that he is used to this lifestyle.
He lived Survivor.
He's like, this is not a big deal.
Yeah.
We're seeing people falling apart right now.
Like,
And
it literally
he's like,
felt like he was describing his
Got it.
upbringing, and they're using footage of the island where they are right now to like support. He's like, we grew up by a river, and
Yeah.
it looks like a river that they shot on this island for Survivor. You know, it really is like very similar, it feels, to what he's living right now. So
this is great.
He's a
And
good
I mean,
chick.
I love his positive attitude.
Uh-huh.
He's like, here I am, living
Yeah.
my dream. Let me start this fire.
I mean,
And
positive
it
attitude gets you a
seems-
long way.
It really does. And it seems like they are realizing he is an asset at this point.
Well, yeah, because then we get the little soundbite from Sydney where she's like, you know, maybe I'll keep Nasir. Like, you know, she wasn't sure about him last episode because he was like playing pretty hard and, you know, strategizing maybe a little bit too much. But she's like, maybe we will keep him around. But we're just like, the beginning of this is just kind of setting up like who the targets might be on Ua, on Lulu. Doesn't end up mattering for this episode, but that's what we're doing here.
True, very true. I'm just realizing that we both have little red flowers.
You guys, I swear to you, we don't plan it.
We really don't.
I showed up in this. This is
Yeah.
what I wore to work, and Sarah was wearing this when I walked in the door, and we didn't even notice.
Honestly, I don't even look at what David is wearing until I see us on camera, and then I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh, it works.
all right.
There are a couple times where we've been like, yikes,
Yikes.
but we're not changing.
Right.
But because more often than not, this is what we end up with. It's very weird.
Right. That's right.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Well, but here, let's go to Yasa.
Let's go to Yasa. Okay.
Struggle bus
Yeah,
of
let's talk about how
Yasa.
hard this game is, because Tiffany's like, what day is it? Oh boy, it's only day 4. And I feel like I could pass out for a week.
I mean, this is how I would be.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not on Survivor.
Yeah.
It's because day 2, I'd be like, oh.
She's like, wow, you know, when I watched the show and I saw them not eating and not
No, stop
sleeping.
That always reminds me of Reem, who was like, this is different. When you watch it, the rain lasts 5 minutes.
Yeah. Not 10 hours.
Here it just constantly rains. Oh, yes.
I
Good old
love
Reem.
talking about Reem. Thank you for bringing Reem up. Oh, I should go back and watch that Mr. Reem montage on YouTube. It's one of my faves. But yes, Tiffany is like, this is way different from watching from the comfort of my couch.
Right?
Like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, basically. You know,
No.
she's really, really having a hard time.
I'm not sure that she is either.
But it's Liana and Xander at camp
Yes.
here. And they're like, where is everybody? Where's Foche? Where's Tiffany?
Why are we the only ones here?
Are people looking for idols? So they're like, let's split up and try to find people. And Xander's like, thank God I ditched her. Now I can find the idol, which he does in the place where Tiffany was.
Yes,
So
it
close.
is that spot that
Yeah.
Jeff cut to.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the camera.
Mhm.
Put it right here. He finds it, but okay.
Okay, it's
We are not playing regular season Survivor here. This is different.
it's all about risk and reward, right? So he's got this reward. He found this idol, but beware, it comes with a caveat. You know,
Yes.
you didn't just find, and it's like multiple caveats here. Like he
It really is.
unscrolls this thing, and it's
Well,
like
but he gets the
Oh,
choice
he-
to put it back.
he thinks about it.
Do you even want this? Because
That's
if
right.
you do not, because you will have to use it.
Yeah,
If you do not, put
Right.
it back. Put it back.
he does not. I mean, Xander's like ready to go for anything, right? Like he volunteered for 2 different things in episode 1, and now here he is volunteering again for, you know, a risk.
Which I don't
He's out here to
blame
play
him.
Survivor.
Yes, play
Yeah.
Survivor. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I think most super fans would. They'd be like, you know what? I have to do it. Like, I love this game so much. I have to. So he unscrolls. Let's go through the caveats here. First of all, it's a 3-way shared idol.
Okay. Everyone on each tribe has to find that tribe's
Yeah.
idol.
Right. Second of all, they have to say a secret phrase. Each of them are assigned a secret phrase that they have to communicate to one another for it to be active, because they have to
Yes.
know that all
Have to
3 have been
know.
found in order for it to work.
To be used. He cannot use this until all 3 are found.
Right.
The way we know it's found are by these very specific phrases. And oh my God,
Oh
they
my
are
God.
scrumptious phrases.
Yeah.
that you would never, ever use
Ever.
on Survivor. Then, until this happens, you do not have a vote.
You get no vote. Not just one tribal. As many tribals as it takes for all three to be found. Now, I have a couple of questions here, actually. Let's start with this no vote thing, right? Because I'm like, what if the others are never found? Is there an expiration date on this no vote thing? Is it as soon as there's a tribe swap, okay, like fresh start? Or what? How long could this potentially go?
Max, I think it's Yasa.
Yasa.
Well, that's how we're saying it.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure it's Yasa. Yeah, no, I'm sure they're going to switch things up.
Yeah.
And he, like Xander might be able to go to another camp and find it. Like it might not be forever.
Yeah.
Like rarely is it never found.
Right.
But I love that he could potentially not have his vote for 2-3 tribals.
Multiple tribals, yes.
Before all three have to be found.
All three.
And
then,
okay,
let's get into this.
Because what I am understanding of this is that Xander has to say this butterflies are relatives saying hi every single immunity challenge until all three are said.
And I walked in today and I was like, Sarah, that's crazy. How could he say that every immunity challenge? And Sarah's like, Survivor's crazy.
I was like yes! I want him to have to say it every single time till they're like, what is his obsession with butterflies?
Like he's really losing it pretty early on in the game. People are going to think. My interpretation was he's said it now, right? So it's just a matter of the other people finding their idol and remembering that he has said it. So they'll say, oh, I remember when Xander said the weird thing about butterflies, and I thought he was crazy, but it's this. So, okay, now I know he has it. So I've got to say my piece. Maybe the other one hasn't been found yet, but they only have to say their thing once.
Right.
And then the next person finds it. And then once all those phrases have been said, they'll know, okay, great. The three of us have the idols, and now they're like activated. But it would be fascinating if the rule is they all three have to be said at the same immunity challenge.
I need him to say something about butterflies every single time. And then because it'll be great because next week he's going to say, I just like really keep thinking about like our butterflies, our relatives that come to say hi. And then someone is going to say the second part.
Which is like, I was thinking that broccoli is just miniature trees.
Whatever it is. But then the third person hasn't found it yet. So then they're going to be like, oh, God.
Gotta try again.
So then the next time,
the next time, and then the next time the two of them are going to say it again, but the third one has still not been found. So they just have to keep trying with these phrases. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
We will say. So Chris in the chat is saying that this is until merge. So he could potentially not have a vote till merge, but he's on such a small tribe. Something will mix up. Something will happen there.
Right. So then we get a little bit more with Yasa. This is about Evie. Evie's getting such a good edit so far. And I know you loved her preseason and we're like, she's going to do great. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure she's going to do great, but this social game is chef's kiss. She's working with the guys, but she's also working with the girls. And she prefers the girls because she's like, I'm going to do all the work and the guys are going to take the credit. So I don't necessarily want to be in that.
To the real world. Yep.
Yeah. I want to be with my ladies.
This was so great because Xander apparently didn't want to keep any of this a secret. Like you should on Survivor.
Yeah.
He immediately tells Voce and Evie.
Oh, about the thing. Yeah. He just unfurls the scroll.
He's like, look what I found. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Open and honest about everything. And then she's like, cool, because you know what? I'm more loyal to the women.
Yes.
So let me share all of this information with Liana and Tiffany.
Yep. So everybody knows now.
Great.
Xander and Voce don't know that the ladies know.
Nope.
But everybody knows. Okay, then we go to immunity and reward, right?
That's right.
This is where we get Jeff being like, isn't this hard, you guys? Woo, this season. It
So
is brutal.
hard.
We got you
so
guys.
hard.
And they're like, yes, it is
They're
very
like,
hard.
Xander's like, you know what?
It's so
you
hard.
You took our Flint away.
Yeah.
And so, like, and it rained. You know what? It was so crazy. Like, I woke up and I was thinking, like, butterflies are dead relatives coming to say hi. Crickets.
Silence! Crickets. And Jeff's like, okay. Kind of laughs it off like, well, somebody is losing it already. I mean,
Jeff played it up great.
Jeff's doing his part to keep this a little bit of a secret. But Xander tried, and I think he's like, dang it. That means no vote.
Yep, nada. No one else has found it, dude. You are on an island right now.
Sorry. Yeah, in more than ways than one. But this immunity reward challenge combo is the reward is fishing gear for the first 2 tribes. We're only having one tribe go to tribal council this week. But one tribe gets a lot of fishing gear. The next tribe gets a little fishing gear. Third tribe goes to tribal council.
Yes.
And this is like half physical, half puzzle, right? And
well, it's mostly physical, but we're going to have that sort of puzzle equalizer there at the end. They got to swim to get a key at first, but then everyone else has to like swim and then go across a
balance beam.
Puzzle at the end. It seemed pretty exhausting. It seemed like quite the workout.
And it seemed like nobody until Liana at the very end could get across the balance beam standing up. Everybody else was just like scooting and crawling across the balance beam. It was too hard in that water, which I don't know how Liana did it. Like she must do yoga or something, but it was really tough for most people, but especially Tiffany. Tiffany is having her slow-mo survivor moment here, right? Where she's got to dig deep and overcome. And we've already had this narrative about how she's so exhausted.
Yeah.
And she's literally just jumping off of the balance beam, knowing like there's no chance. Like she seems fine. And then she jumps off the balance beam into the water because she just knows she's going to fall. It's bad.
Even like when she was scooching and then she just like stopped.
She has no strength, it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't scooch, like it's rough.
Yeah.
You are rough. I mean, I do like swimming is exhausting. Like,
it is.
Just that first section to get to the beam will take it out of you. And she just didn't have much in the tank to begin with.
Yeah.
It seems like this is really hard to watch her struggling. And then who is it? Liana waiting at the end.
Yeah.
For her, like just standing there waiting.
Just has to watch, you know?
Yeah.
And Xander's doing his best. Like, come on, Tiffany, you just gotta keep going, you know? And
I mean, Xander was like the fastest swimmer. He was through it so quick. I mean, he struggled with the key a little bit, but so fast.
I know.
And then Sydney was amazing on Luvu.
Yeah.
Like, she got that key immediately.
Yep.
Luvu is going to get to the puzzle first, everyone up.
Yeah.
But Ua's not that far behind.
No, they're not.
It's really just.
Yeah, I think Shan kind of makes up a little bit of time for Ua towards the end. So it feels like it's a race between the two of them because they're like started on the puzzle and Tiffany's still trying to get across the balance beam, right?
Yeah.
But she gets across, she overcomes, you know, she's got that story that we all want for our Survivor experience here.
Sure.
Finally makes it. Liana dives in and really busts her ass and like makes up time.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the edit, but she was just like,
it could have been, but
I'm there
across the balance beam. She, like, no question, she made it across the balance beam standing up, and she's the only person we saw do that. So she dug deep there and made that happen. And it was a little bit of a relief to at least see Yasa make it to the puzzle. You know, then they're doing their best with the edit. Like, now it's anybody's game, but like, it really was not Yasa's game at all.
I mean, I do think Yasa caught up. Like, once Luvu wins, it seemed like Ua maybe did slow down on the puzzle a little bit, or maybe Yasa was great at the puzzle. But like looking at that overhead shot at the puzzle pieces, they could have been wrong, but it looked like they were fairly close.
Yeah.
Because we thought they were going to be.
And you've got Evie and Voce on the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
And those are like two really smart people. So I'm sure they did do a good job and made up some ground there, but it just was too much of a gap. And Ua gets second place and Yasa is off to tribal council. So
over on Ua, it looked like Ricard was really good on that puzzle.
Really?
I don't again, those pieces could have been in the wrong place, but he was the one that looked like
he was in charge.
He was in charge and getting it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like trying to make a mental note that he might be really, really good on puzzles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good note. Now, the other twist here is that Luvu has to pick a member of Yasa to go on a journey.
Just go on a journey. And they have to make a decision. That's the only info we get.
What do you mean? Oh, right. The journey and make a decision. Right.
So we don't know what.
So they pick one person from Yasa, which is Evie. And then they have to pick one other person. Could be from their tribe, could be from Ua. They choose to send Deshawn from Luvu on this journey with Evie. So lots of little like twists and turns.
Deshawn basically is like, I'd like to go.
Yeah. He's like,
how about I go?
I volunteer as tribute.
What do you think their reasoning was here for Evie? It seemed like maybe they thought Evie is a strong player on that team and wanted to remove her from negotiations, but that might just be my bias because that was the edit that we were seeing.
Yeah.
I wondered if you think that they might have had a different idea.
I didn't really think about it. Like my gut was saying like they think she's a target, so they maybe want to like give her the potential to get an advantage and mix things up.
Right. If they thought she was in danger.
Because I think stereotypically Evie's look is maybe something that people target traditionally in this game, as like, you kind of look like you're maybe an outsider. You've got glasses and, you've got the rainbow underwear. So you're gay. Like, things like this can make you a target in Survivor for whatever reason.
Right.
So
although Tiffany just made herself a huge, huge target.
Oh, huge.
In that,
yeah, that's true. That's so true. If they wanted to send home a target or send a target on this journey, they would have sent Tiffany because she was definitely in danger. But yeah, I didn't really give that much thought. But
interesting. Well, Evie's going to make the most of that. But first, we're going to go to Yasa.
Tiffany knows she's the target. Xander and Voce are like talking about it between themselves, but kind of discussing Xander has no vote. He tried to do the secret phrase thing and it didn't work out. And so they know they're in trouble. They need to like get Liana on board to potentially target Tiffany. But the guys, again, are like, we got to keep the tribe strong. And I kind of feel them a little bit more.
I mean, she just had a really bad showing.
Really bad.
I understand why you're like, we don't need her.
It is very easy to say we lost this because of Tiffany this week.
I do get that. What I found was interesting, though, is because like the very first thing we see when we go to Yasa is Tiffany like doing the general apology. You have to, or like, really sorry about that, guys. I like had nothing in the tank. I just was struggling. She's explaining her struggle. She's apologizing. And then she turns to us via camera and says, but I'm good. I'm with these girls, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's going to affect my game.
I was like, this is not
the confidence.
Confidence. You can't be this confident.
But I guess you got to have some kind of hope in some aspect of your game. She cannot rely on her physical game, so she better try to rely on her social game. But they do. I think is it Voce who speaks with Liana on the beach and is kind of like taking her temperature on this. Like, look, tribe's strong. Come on, we got to win something, and we're not going to win anything with Tiffany. So maybe we need to get rid of her. And she's like, cool. Like, playing it cool. But she's very much like, I'm with the girls. Like, I'm not doing this. So she goes back to Tiffany and she's like, they are saying you, but I'm with you. Like, we're good. We're going to,
Yes. And this is the first time that Tiffany's like, oh, wait, Voce said my name?
Duh.
And she's like, yes, but like, that does not change.
Yeah.
Xander is the vote here. Voce's just delivering the information. She's like, no. Voce. So Liana's going to say it, but earlier Xander and Voce had already expressed, wish Evie was here to talk through this. Everyone wished Evie was there. Yeah. If that's not a signal that Evie is running it, hello.
Yeah. No, Liana's like, oh my God, I need Evie back.
Yeah.
To talk some sense into Tiffany because I cannot communicate with her. And part of me is like, bad sign. Like, why do you really want to work with Tiffany if you can't talk sense into her, if you can't like calm her down from something, and if you need somebody else to do that? But, you know, Liana's very much like Xander's playing very aggressively, and he is. Like, he's volunteering for things. She knows he has this advantage. You know,
Sure.
He's made himself a target in different ways from Tiffany, but in a strong way. Like, he is a strong target. So she's very focused on that, but she's like, oh my God, please, Evie, come back, please.
Right.
I can't take this anymore. But Evie's on her journey.
Let's go to this journey, because Evie just showed us, this whole edit was like, let's show how
good Evie
is so good at this game. She's hiking with Deshaun, and she is making the most of it. She's like, hey, buddy, let's talk.
Listen.
Let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
Look, I can't risk my vote.
I can't do it. So,
but I'd be happy to just tell you right now, I'm going to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
You can vote to risk it.
Get your extra vote.
Take that extra vote.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, when we can work together, we'll work together.
Yeah,
like, I'm here for you.
She's thinking into the future now. She knows her tribe's going to tribal, and they're going to be 2 members down compared to Luvu. She's sensing a swap coming up. She's saying,
she's going to need numbers.
This is great for me.
Yeah.
To form alliances with people outside of my tribe. I get a chance to meet somebody on Luvu. Fabulous.
Love it.
And now, he could have an extra vote that we could potentially use. I know so much about advantages that people have.
Oh, she does. She has information. Thank you to people who spill information.
Yeah.
But he's now in a position where he's like, great, I will owe you. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I will definitely work with you and owe you down the road here. We get this beautiful package of Deshaun.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, he's not necessarily the smartest, but he's the hardest worker, never gives up. Like, really great background package on him. I guess they were like, we've had no chance to show anything from Luvu because they've just been winning everything.
Sure.
So here's our chance to kind of give Deshaun a little bit of spotlight.
Yes.
So he got a really great package.
Really enjoyed that. Then Evie's going to double down, and she's going to be like, look, I'm going to give you information. Let's solidify this alliance.
She's like, I will tell you every secret I know that has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with me. I'm still going to protect myself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to reveal other people's secrets.
But Xander, let me tell you about Xander. Whoo, Xander. He has the extra vote. He can't vote now because he's got this idol thing. Like, she's just telling all his
She's like,
Xander's
idols are different this season.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how. And so now he has all of this information, and I just loved all of this from Evie.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So we do see, her protect and him risk. There's no secret here. That was all out in the open. But when she heads back to the island, she's like, back to camp. She's like, I had to protect, obviously. Obviously. I don't know what he did, but I protected. So.
Right. And so she's being as honest as she can. She's obviously not revealing that I aligned with him and he's my best friend now.
Yeah, right.
But she's like, yeah, no, I protected my vote.
Uh-huh.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. And she's like, Xander is the same thing that you described. Yeah. Same deal. But then.
Which honestly, if I were going to make up a lie, that's exactly the lie that I would do.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, it's exactly what you said. That's right.
Mm-hmm. No, she has nothing to explain at this point because there's already one narrative circling around camp. So unless she wants to put a target on him for lying, the easiest way to do it, what he said. So then she gets to circle up their gals, right?
Yeah.
And they get to get to talking about targeting Xander.
Yeah.
They're all on the same page. Evie wants to flush that idol, flush that extra vote. Like, let's just take care of this. And he has too much power. He's playing too hard, whatever. But then she's going back to the guys, reassuring them, I'm with you. I'm going to vote for Tiffany.
She's like, y'all are thinking Tiffany. Oh, all right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, cool. She's playing just fine here, but Tiffany is the one who is going to have a full freak out. She's like,
panic attack.
Ladies, it's my name.
Yeah.
If he has an idol, I am out of here. Does not matter.
Doesn't matter
what they say to her.
No.
We know he doesn't have it.
She's like, but Evie's like, I read the thing.
I read it.
Chill out. I promise you, I read it and it doesn't work. He doesn't have a vote. I promise you. And she's like, but what if he does?
What?
Then I'm gone.
Yeah.
So the only way to protect me, she starts with Liana at the well, and Liana's like, Evie, get over here. But she's just like, the only way to save me, to guarantee that I'm safe, is to vote Voce. We've got to get Voce out because Xander might be safe. And if Xander's safe, I'm gone. So she's just really panicking. And Evie is trying to calm her down.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
I mean, Evie is going to think this through. I mean, I think that she and Liana definitely are like, oh, this is the person we're aligning with.
Mm-hmm.
But Evie, it also seems like she's like, I do have a relationship with Xander.
Yeah, he really trusts me.
What do I want to do in this moment?
Yeah.
Seemed like she was sort of trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. I thought the moment where Leanna and Evie had their, private little conversation where they're like, God, maybe we get Tiffany out. That felt like they stitched audio together to me. Like, I don't know if they really said that, but I wouldn't blame them if they were like, dude, we got to rethink this thing with Tiffany because she is freaking out. But I don't blame Tiffany. If I were on Survivor, I would probably freak out in much the same way because she's just relying on the fact that Evie's telling her the truth. You don't know.
I mean,
she doesn't know if Evie's telling her the truth. So I would fight that hard too, to be like, listen, we can get Xander out another time, but I know we can get Voce out tonight. So can we just do that, please? Like, I don't blame her for having a little bit of a paranoid moment.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good look.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame Evie and Liana if they had cut her at this moment, knowing that she was already going to have one vote against her. If I were Tiffany starting to freak out, because sure, you don't know who's lying to you.
Yeah.
I would have tried to come up with another thing of like, okay, if you say he doesn't have a vote, then I'll throw one vote on Voce. You guys throw 2 votes
to Xander.
Then if it's wrong, like, I don't know, I would try to negotiate.
That's a good strategy because it's like, let's do this. You 2 vote Xander. I'll vote Voce. Voce will vote me. And Xander has no vote. But then, well, no.
No, because it's going to be tied either way.
Yeah.
So either it would be tied 2-2 or it would be tied with the 1-1 extras if the idol was played. And therefore you could revote and you would know that the idol was in play, right? Then you have more information. I would just try to negotiate something like that to make it look like I wasn't a crazy person.
Right. But she looks like a crazy person.
Yeah. Just for appearances. Try to negotiate something. Try to make it seem like you are playing the game instead of just freaking out.
Also, like, there is something to be said for laying something out and letting people think it's their idea. Like, what? Okay, but go with me.
Yeah.
What if Xander's idol works? Are we really confident in this plan? And let Evie and Liana come around to like, maybe, okay, fair point. Maybe we just vote for Voce this time. And that's what Tiffany wants all along. And she'd be like, thank you. Yeah, you got there. Good job. Yeah, that's maybe a better strategy.
Well,
but
we don't see any of that strategy. We just see a freak out. But we are going to go, to tribal without fully knowing which way they're going to decide here. But you know what? Jeff's going to take a moment.
He's going to recap.
To just touch base with us straight to camera that this could be a crazy wild tribal, but no matter what, somebody's going home.
What? I do not need that.
Wait, what?
Like, I love trying new things, but this one we can let go.
That was the most basic line that had nothing to do with anything. And were we confused that we were headed to tribal?
It's like he's summing up strategy for like new viewers or something. Like, ooh, it's either going to be they want to keep the tribe strong or they're going to, let go of the big physical threat. It's like, what?
I feel like that is an evergreen thing that we would have shot just in case we needed some sort of filler.
Yep.
That you could put on any episode. And 100% was not useful in this one.
It was very strange. I'm like, let's leave that out moving forward. We can just come straight to tribal, get into the conversation.
You mean someone's going home, Jeff?
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Tell me more.
Oh my God. But the first moment of tribal is Tiffany talking about the struggle. No food, no sleep. I had a hard day in the challenge. Jeff's kind of like, getting her take here, and we're setting up, reminding everybody that she is the weak link here. But then it's kind of about how everyone has been humbled, right? Xander's been humbled. Voce's been humbled. They have no idea what they're doing. And that actually was like a nice little reminder for me, because we get on these recaps and we're like, what a stupid move. Like, how could they do that? And Xander's like, I get it. I watched from my couch and I was like, how do they not see it? And now I'm in it and I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I have no clue who to trust.
It's so true. I feel like everyone got to talk. It's a small group.
Yeah.
We get a little soundbite from everyone. But I did, when Voce started talking about how when he grew up, he wasn't the smartest. His mom told him to work hard a lot. I was like, this is a lot of backstory that we usually only get when people are leaving.
I mean, we got the backstory from Deshawn, but Deshawn was not going to Tribal tonight. But now we're getting a lot of backstory about Voce at Tribal.
Yeah, this felt...
It's the last chance for us to get this
backstory
kind of moment,
Exactly. That was my first clue that maybe he was the ultimate target here.
But it's also a lot of conversation about when are we going to swap, right? Like, they're really focused on that. Yeah.
And then, but Xander was like, we may never swap.
Oh, he steals Jeff's words right out of his mouth. He's like, drop the 4, keep the 1. This is a new Survivor. Forget what you think you know. There may be never a swap. There may never be a swap. I'm like, okay, Xander's auditioning for host of Survivor 42.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Tiffany, she doesn't feel like she should be blamed because she has built some relationships, and that's what's going to carry her through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, later, swaps, whatever.
Yeah, that's her pitch.
And that's basically it until Xander does walk up to vote, and we do clearly see like he is not allowed to vote until all those 3 idols have been found.
Right. So that's the only, but we don't see any votes except for him not being able to vote. And then when we read the votes, 1 vote for Tiffany, 3 votes for Voce.
The rest for Voce. I don't know. I was kind of bummed to see Voce go. I did not love his preseason stuff. Thought he was going to be, an unlikable villain.
Me too. I did too.
But then last week's episode, the premiere, I was like, no, he's
great.
Great.
He's smart.
Yeah.
I thought he was personable. Like, I think he built relationships. They weren't strong enough, like the girls decided to band together and there's nothing he can do about that.
Yeah.
But he was not one of those like alpha guys who think they know what's best and are ordering people around and that's why they go home. Like, he was just kind of an unfortunate casualty of like Xander's aggressive play. And then that kind of like sowing paranoia specifically in Tiffany, They were not going for Voce because they were like, we got to get him out. He's such a threat. It was just like, it's safer to get him out than trying to go for Xander right now. So,
right. Which honestly, I mean, if next week's challenge, we hear the stupid butterflies and then we hear about broccoli and the other thing.
Yeah.
Then boom, you're too late. And he has an idol.
Yeah.
So then if unfortunately you guys are back at Tribal, you're going to have to try to flush it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still losing one of your numbers.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate if you are really worried about him because you might now have missed your opportunity.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But, you got to do what you got to do. They made their choice and that team is a struggle bus. So they need to get it together.
Part of it, like, I truly do think that it was partially because Tiffany freaked out. But I think it was partially because Evie decided, I'm worrying with Xander. Xander trusts me. He's showing me this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm with Voce, but like, I know I'm with Xander. Xander is volunteering information to me. So like, I know he's with me.
I have to imagine that when Evie decided to go this way, she made some sort of, I don't know, like probably was honest with Xander, was like, you know what, Tiffany's freaking out. We're going to do Voce instead. Like maybe she's still on his good side is what I'm guessing. I doubt he was blindsided by this, but that's just me hoping that they did some smart play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do wonder if there's going to be a swap this week, because the reality is that Yas is down 4 and Luvu has 6. Or are they going to be sitting 2 people out at an immunity challenge and one? I mean, it's possible. I don't think that's unheard of, but it does kind of feel like.
I mean, they started with such small groups. You have to imagine a swap is going to happen really early.
If there's not a swap and then Yasa has to eliminate another person and then there's a swap, everybody on Yasa's screwed at that point because there's only 3 of them, you know? Yeah. So
they're in a real bad place. Yeah, DC Duchess, like he was screaming so much at that at the challenge.
Yeah.
Where he like
lost his voice.
And then he was like,
Very gravelly for sure.
He was
and then those those travels go on for hours.
Right.
So the poor guy is like talking forever.
Yeah. And they're making him turn to camera and talk extra.
And he doesn't get a rest day either. That's
right. He doesn't. He used to get a rest day.
26 straight days of him doing tribals and screaming at challenges.
That's true. So that's a good point. They took away that rest day in the middle. Well, I mean, I think, like you said at the top of this, we are loving this cast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We haven't gotten to know everyone a ton, but the ones that we are getting to know are super, super fun.
Mm-hmm. Gamers, for sure. Like people who are ready to play. Even people who are like potentially recruits just seem to be there to make things happen. So it's fun.
You know what? We didn't talk about our draft last week.
I know. I was looking. Well, we haven't done it on camera yet.
You guys, next week.
I don't even have the Google Doc. You didn't even share this with me. I was looking at my Google Drive today.
Oh, you don't know what's happening at all. We did a draft with Elaine, the 3 of us. So we have 6 players each, and we are going to have Elaine on next week so we can talk about our feelings about everyone. But I didn't realize everyone I drafted is in
no way.
Luvu.
No way.
Everyone except 2 people, and those 2 people left last week. Abraham and Sarah I had drafted. They're gone, but every other person is on one tribe.
Wow, and that's the tribe that's killing it. So that's good for you.
So I'm good with points right now, but not when things start mixing up.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy. You have some points. Elaine has no points.
Big fat 0 right now, but she's got some good people on her tribe who will win points for her eventually.
Yeah. So excited about that. Next week, make sure you're subscribed with the notification because I don't exactly know when yet, but we will have Elaine on and we'll talk more about that and who we're liking and all that fun stuff. Very excited for this season.
Cannot wait.
Everything else stopped.
I know. This is it for right now. So
circle.
Yeah. Invest in Survivor.
We are going to cover Bachelorette.
We are. That's in just a few weeks now.
Coming up later in October, right?
Yeah, the 19th.
So if you are into that, if you liked Michelle on Matt's season, Matt's dancing on Dancing with the Stars right now. You guys, he has more personality in those dances than he had the entire season.
Really?
Yes. I mean, he's not a great dancer. Like, he doesn't have great rhythm, but he is like, out on the dance floor.
Whoa.
We didn't see any of that.
Wow.
On The Bachelor. I don't know what's up with that, but
prefers dancing to romancing, I guess. Heyo.
I don't know that I am Yesenia. That's very nice, but I just lost big time in the Big Brother draft to this guy. So
I feel good.
I feel like Luvu is about to lose everything from this point on.
No.
Just had a good start.
So. Yeah.
I don't know. My guess would have been Evie, but she's not getting any points yet. But maybe she'll make it.
It's a long game. We got a long way to go.
Elaine drafted her first. I didn't get to draft her. She would have been my first pick.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway, no more spoilers on the draft because we're going to do the full thing on camera.
Okay, good stuff. All right, you guys who have joined us in the chat, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you hanging out with us this season.
We do. And if you're joining us later, be sure to leave us a comment. You guys have been very gracious with the comments lately. So keep those coming and let us know who your faves are. Are you disappointed to see Voce go? And who do you think, I guess, is like best positioned so far in the game? I think we have a few standouts, maybe 1 or 2 per tribe, but let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Are we going to get an early swap? Because this tribe is like dying over here.
Yeah.
It's rough. All right, you guys, we will see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.